a woman, a priest, 2 ministers, and a rabbi walked into the bar. I'm not sure if it was a bar, but it probably was, because the priest was an Irishman named Orion. So I think there's a pretty good chance it was a bar, right? They were the founders of the United Way. The year was 1887. Monsignor Ryan may have immigrated to America during the potato famine, like many of our families did. Like other good Irishmen, he wanted to take care of those people in need. And he was willing to work with a rabbi, 2 ministers, and a woman to help create the United Way. As John mentioned, 11 years ago, I left my position in New Jersey Natural Gas to become the CEO of the United Way Monmouth County, and now the United Way Monmouth and Ocean counties. As we say in the old country, County Monmouth, County Ocean. Like Ryan and my ancestors, I was looking for make a difference in people's lives. Honestly, closing the books, doing variance analysis, doing budgets, it wasn't doing it for me anymore, guys. It just wasn't. So I wanted to be part of an organization that worked with partners, partner agencies that many of you around the room work with or involved with, to really help improve people's lives right here in Monmouth and Ocean County along the Jersey Shore. These were the values that the founders of United Way started 131 years ago. They were the values my grandparents brought to us from Ireland. Those are the values that my parents, my teachers, the priests and sisters who taught me right here in New Jersey. John Kiley, himself a former Irishman of the Year, knows something about the work of the United Way. Him and his family have been supporters of United Way for many, many years. When he called me about this award, I tell you, I was blown over, surprised, shocked. Can't say how surprised I was. Thank you, John. Thank you for that warm introduction. And more importantly, thank you for all you do in the community. Thank you. I'd like to thank the nominating committee, Bob Curley, Bob Flanagan, John, for this nomination. I want to thank the dinner committee for putting this all together, led by Mike Loesch, and the entire board for this honor. It's an evening I will never, ever, ever forget. My congratulations to Ray for your Order of St. Brendan Award, and thank you for all the work you do promoting the Irish way of life right here in America. Thank you. The United Way, like many nonprofits, is dependent on a volunteer board. I am honored to be joined by many of my board members here. Thank you for coming tonight, but more importantly, thank you for the time, treasure, and talent you give. Thank you for your friendship and advice for all these years. Without you, we could not have done the work that we've been able to accomplish over the last 10 years. I want to thank many of my friends who've joined us tonight. You know, in 10 days, 17 hours, and about 30 minutes, it's going to be spring. And I'll be on the golf course with many of these friends, right? Including Charlie McKee. Where's Charlie? Last year I asked Charlie why he was late to the tee. He said, well, being a Sunday, I had to toss a coin to see whether I should go to church or go to the golf course. I said, Charlie, well, why were you late? Tim, I had to toss it 15 times. So I guess I'll see Charlie next Sunday. I think it's fair to say that we, a room full of Irishmen, share family values. I was one of 6 boys. What's the first thing you hear when you say you're one of 6 boys? Oh, my poor mom. There was Billy, Jimmy, Eddie, Jackie, Timmy, and Bobby. I got them all?
Got them all.
Yeah, you did.
You know, my father could never get the name right. And you from big Irish families, you know this. He would just start looking at us. Whatever name came first, he would start calling Timmy, Willie. If he got it right, he got it right. If he didn't, you were George. I don't know where George came from. That's the story. That's one of the many stories that we had growing up in a large family. Very active, noisy, a lot of fun. It was a great. It's also very fitting that we're gathered here today. My brother Jimmy coming all the way from South Carolina, Bobby coming from Fargo, North Dakota, but it's not hard to get him out of Fargo, North Dakota, right? That was an easy sell. And my brother Jack, coming from County Ocean. Because today also marks the anniversary of my father's passing 9 years ago.
Here's to Tim Sr.
There we go. Thank you, Greg.
Tim.
That's a good idea. Can we offer a toast to my dad and all the dads who are no longer with us? Here, hold on. May we remember you forever, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Here, here. That tastes good. I'd also, speaking of my father, be remiss not to mention that both my father and older brothers are both graduates of St. Peter's College. Tom, this is what you're supposed to say? Thank you, Tom. There you go. As John mentioned, I do have two sons. Timmy's here today, and we got to give him a little extra credit. Coming home today from Bernardsville on 287, his car broke down. Tow truck came. It was the wrong tow truck. Second tow truck came. He got here just about dinner time, so thank you, Timmy, for coming. And as John mentioned, my youngest son, Tommy, is in LA studying film, special effects. Not a bad place to be. I'd like to tell you about my wife, Rosa. We've been married for over 32 years. She herself is an immigrant to this country. Her family came from Cuba, arriving here in the 60s, right after the Bay of Pigs. As being a second generation in this country myself, I did not hear a lot about my family's early years in the country. Other than living on the west side of Manhattan, we think in the 95th, 96th Street, in a cold water flat with no central heat. Now that apartment's probably worth multi-million dollars right now. And when they made the big move out to the suburbs, Jackson Heights. But my wife's most recent immigration to this country, choosing freedom. Despite losing everything her family had, reminds me of what our Irish family's choice was, to come to this great country, to over the past century, choosing freedom, choosing opportunity to live our lives to the fullest potential. Well, luckily or not, Rosa did find a good Irishman to marry. In many ways, she's probably more deserving of this award than I. But she's not Irish, and she's not a man, so I'm your Irishman of the Year. So as I stand here tonight, my cup runs over with great pride and gratitude. What better way to share that feeling to lift our glasses and toast as Monsignor Orion may have done back in 1887. May the winds of fortune sail with you. May you sail a gentle sea. May it always be the other guy who says, "This drink's on me." I'm done. Thank you very much.